Alright folks, what's going on? It's MFozzii here today, and we're bringing you a brand new custom tactics video. And today we're going to be looking at the 4-2-2-2 or 4-2-2-2, whatever way you prefer saying it. We're going to be having a quick look into those tactics. I started playing last year. The 4-2-2-2 and the 4-2-3-1 were my two go-to formations. 4-2-3-1, as you know, is like the most popular formation. So as I started taking foot champs and stuff a bit more seriously, I initially started with that formation. Wanted to change up a bit, discovered 4-2-2-2 fit my playstyle quite well. We came into this year, I've tried to avoid the 4-2-3-1 as much as possible. I know at some point I'm probably going to have to revert back to it, but trying to just do fun formations before we end up in that path. 4-2-2-2 has been my go-to consistent formation whilst testing other formations. So you've seen the 4-4-1-1-2 custom tactics, the 5-2-1-2 custom tactics. I'll link both those down below. Whilst testing those, when running them in foot champs, for example, if I was struggling, I maybe needed to go back to like a formation I knew, I'd switch into the 4-2-2-2, and it would be my saving grace, if you will. So you can see the team there. I'll go down, put the personnel chat near the end of the video. We'll go into the tactics right away for you guys. So the defensive style is balanced. I've said in the past videos, I think balanced is for your main formation and your main tactics is probably the best this year. You can put on your press on heavy touch, press after possession, or constant pressure. They've worked very well at the start of the year. You could vary between heavy touch and possession loss. I think after one of the recent patches, you drain stamina a lot more using them, and I've noticed the players can drag their position a lot more. So I've steered away from it, and instead constant pressure is what I'll put on if I'm really chasing the game. But balanced 5-5 works perfectly for the 4-2-2-2. You sometimes get a little bit of a weird gap between your cams and your centre defensive mids if you have the depth. If you don't have the depth even. That's why I've played 3 depth, I've played 7 depth and mixed in between. 5 depths just give me a good team shape across the board. Offensive again, balanced. I do like long ball this year, and fast build up can be good again when you're chasing games, maybe constant pressure and fast build up. But balanced across the board is saying 4-2-2-2 is one where if you don't play it right, your players can get out of shape and you can leave gaps. So the balance helps maintain that shape. And so do the custom tactics we're going to have a look at now. And then 2-2 on the corners and free kicks is standard for every formation, and 5 players in the box, because that basically means everyone outside of our main defensive CDM is going to make an effort to get into the box for us on the attacks. So that's how it lines up formation wise. We'll jump into the instructions now real quick. We'll go from the goalkeeper and then go to the back line. So Van der Sar is on balanced. I've discussed before, haven't changed these on any of my keepers yet this year. Maybe tested at some point, but it's not the biggest thing for me. Our centre backs, as you can expect, are default. They're stay back and normal interceptions, and stay back and normal interceptions. Now, the fullback tactics are going to look very normal to you. Some people like running overlap. This year I used overlap a lot last year. I've now went into mixed attack, just so there's a bit of variation, because overlap means they're literally going on the outside of the pitch every single time, and it becomes very predictable in the play. Well, the fullbacks are in stay back while attacking here. That's not how I play them most of the game, and this is what I've been bouncing between. I've tested this formation particularly with them unbalanced, and I don't like them being unbalanced the entirety of the game, because it does create a lot of space down the channels to be attacked. But what you can do is run stay back while attacking and utilise the D-pad option for attacking fullbacks whenever you want them to get involved, or you feel that you have the opportunity for them to press and find gaps. What that does as well is, if you had them on balance, for example, the patterns are pretty familiar. If someone's going to realise if your fullbacks are unbalanced, they're going to be able to take advantage of it. However, if you're running stay back while attacking for the first 25-30 minutes, and then you decide, okay, for the last 50 minutes of this half, we're going to go attacking fullbacks, we're going to try and get a goal before half time and maybe catch them off guard, and then you can revert back to having them stay back in the second half. Or if it's someone you know maybe you're better than, you know you can defend against them a bit easier, and you want to basically try and get as many goals as quick as possible, use the D-pad, put them on attacking fullbacks, and just let them work. I found that basically for every formation, kind of what I've been testing, I found that to be much better than putting them on balance and maybe having to pause and change them back to stay back, or have 2 different formations set up and have to flick between the 2 of them purely to have your fullbacks on a different setting. Run stay back, utilise the D-pad, it will make a world of difference to your game. We go to our central defensive midfielder, and this is pretty much standard. This is what your main central defensive mid is going to do in every 4-2-2 custom tactics. So stay back and cover centre. I got him from my icon pack, so he's untradeable. I'm using him because I got him. I don't want to be a waste of the coins, and he has been pleasantly surprising to use. He doesn't have the same PS, but you put a shadow on him. You know, he's basically the same PS as the likes of Alan, for example. His defensive stats with his physical stats and like his aggression, he is tremendous in the center defensive mid role. Just side note, the 5-2-1-2 video, custom tactics from last week, I used them again this week, flipping between them and the 4-2-2. Tusso as a central centre back in a 5-back formation is unbelievable. He is a beast. We go to our other centre defensive mid, so I like using box to box players in this case. Ideally high work rates, medium work as well. But they're gonna be balanced in the attack, but they are going to basically cut passing lanes, aggressive interceptions, and cover the centre of the pitch for us. This is a new thing. I had been running them like this for quite some time, just to balance. But what I found is if you put them on cut passing lanes and aggressive interceptions, they will lose stamina a bit faster. So you have to be wary of that. If they maybe don't have out of this world stamina, you maybe have to sub them off. So having a good backup, like if you did that Atal SBC, for example, he can be fantastic in the secondary centre defensive mid role. I have Valverde in form, untradeable, so he's actually my super sub in that regard. He comes on, I could even use a Kadira card, but it just means across the game you're going to have a lot more aggression and a push, so just beware of the stamina drop and probably having to sub them out. But alongside the likes of a Gattuso, so like a high defensive, medium attacking defender, it just makes for a fantastic control on that middle part of the pitch. Our two cams are on the exact same. So they're going to come back on defense and they're going to get into the box on cross force. Come back on defense is something I didn't run on them at the start of the year, and then I found myself getting counter attacked heavy. Because basically they'd push up, I'd use an L1 pass with maybe Llorente or whoever would be in Llorente's position and my fullback, and then all of a sudden I've got 3 or 4 men back and they're playing a 4-2-4 and they're basically going to through ball me, and that is it. So they're on comeback on defense now just to give me that bit of edge. It also helps in build up play rather than having 4 players just sat up at the top of the pitch like we're not moving. These 2 are going to come down, and just it helps link up the play a bit more in the build up. And then our 2 strikers are Felix and Alessandrini in this case. Last year I always ran getting behind. This year I found having, if you're on a 2 striker formation, having one on completely balanced is probably the best idea, because you can set them to be a false 9, and then they will drop in a bit more, which can be very good in the 4-2-2-2, because it basically gives you a 4-2-3-1 almost. With the striker being that little bit more involved than the cam would. Fully balanced strikers just he'll drop back a little bit for you, maybe give that false 9 if the run's there. He'll make a run. It just they've increased the AI, and like obviously they showcased with the strikers knowing how to stay on side and stuff. So the strikers are much more intelligent this year. So having a balanced one with good attack positioning, ideally high, low, or high, medium work rates, because then they're not going to drop back too much, is great. And then Felix, because he's a medium player, I have him getting behind and stay forward. Normally, I have your PSCS player on getting behind, so in this case, Alessandrini could play getting behind, but purely because Felix is the medium, I want him to stay forward, and I want to make sure he's in that place, and I want him to actually be aggressive in his attacks. So that is the custom tactics for the 4-2-2 guys. Hopefully you enjoyed them. I said in the last video, feedback if you guys want to see gameplay, a voiceover maybe, or even just me like taking clips from foot champs and dissecting what I've done with the formation, or if you prefer just these sort of quick fire videos that show you the tactics, I'm happy with either. It's just kind of what you guys prefer. So that's the 4-2-2. Apply them. Just remember, use the D-pad for your attacking fullbacks and it will make a world of difference for you. Other than that, if you enjoyed the video guys, please be sure to leave a like rating. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe and join us on this content journey. And the next video is probably going to be Thursday when we open our rewards and we finish Gold 2 on 19 wins, and we will probably be Division 1 Rank 2 awards. So look forward to that. What I might do is also just stock all the packs I get in the next few days, and then just do one big pack opening on Thursday for you. But that's me for today guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day and goodbye.